And what are some of your game day traditions?
You know, it's funny that you ask because typically for game day, it's one of the few days that I get off from work, and I usually wind up just kind of falling asleep on the couch.
They don't let you cook? I mean,
I'm usually not forced to cook. I'm requested, but never forced. But I tend to fall asleep, but lucky I'm a Giants fan. So in the past 2 Super Bowls, they've won on the final drive.
Yeah.
So I've always been able to catch the entire game, basically, by waking up a minute before the game ends. So it's helpful.
A little bit like the Seahawks a couple weeks ago, right? Where the last 2 minutes, 5 minutes ago. Okay. Well, today we're putting a modern spin on some old classics that you've created for us. And let's go through the old classics and let's talk about how you've recreated them. So
pigs in a blanket have become brats in a blanket. Basically, you take crescent roll dough, brats. I make a little cherry sauce, roll it all up, bake it in the oven, serve it with some honey mustard. And I mean, look, that's about as delicious as it gets.
I know.
For your lighter fare, you know, everybody's had spinach dip. But the spinach du jour these days is kale. So we're making kale dip.
I'm telling you, I got to get the same publicist as this kale stuff because it's going through the roof.
I'm telling you, kale is like this year's Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, right?
It's killing it. It's killing it. And then what I'm going to make for you guys today, actually, is my play on nachos. But sometimes when you're kind of mixing things up, you just kind of take different regions and throw it all together. So we're doing Pita Nachos. We're getting Middle East on it.
Pita, okay. I want to see how you do this.
So it starts off with some lamb. I brown off some lamb here, and I finish it with some fresh lemon zest and some mint.
It's the Greek thing. The lamb. The lamb.
Mix that all up. So it's a little fresh lemon zest and a little bit of mint, actually, to kind of bring out the freshness and kind of brighten up the flavors. Then, obviously, if we're making pita nachos, we need pita, exactly.
Opa.
Now, you can fry the pita chips. You can bake the pita chips. It's really up to you. You can cut them into whatever size you want to cut them into. I'm going to cut them into eighths. Okay.
Do you have to rub a little olive oil on it if you're going to bake it?
You can. You don't need to. You don't need to.
By the way, just take it. Why cut them? Just do them whole like that, right?
You could, but then they don't look like nachos. Into the oven they go.
Oh, look at that.
He's got the job.
And then once they're toasted, they come out like that. Isn't that fast?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very easy recipe.
And crunchy.
You take your pita chips and you put them down like that. And then you take your lamb and you spread it all over the top like
Well, that is a different twist, isn't it?
It is.
I mean,
really
that's a fancy nacho.
Yeah. And then some people have guacamole. We have hummus.
Hummus.
So I'll put a couple dollops of that
That
all
is
over there.
nacho, typical nacho.
No, it's not.
You are on fire today.
I know.
2 more shells Friday. Good to wait.
Put that on top. And then, you have your Monterey Jack. Here we do feta.
I mean, is this an honor of me?
Boy, this is an honor of you, Debbie. It's an honor of the Greek to all the Greek people.
Because it's all about Debbie.
Right? And then that goes right into the oven.
Watch this.
And you throw it on broil so that you put on a really high heat, just enough to kind of melt the cheese, get the whole thing working. And then look what happens.
Magic stove.
Pull these things bad boys out. They're crispy. Now,
Absolute magic.
nachos normally have salsa. These are tomatoes mixed with a chili paste called harissa. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's perfect Middle Eastern equivalent to salsa, so I'm going to throw that. I have an answer.
If you wanted to, could you actually use real nachos?
Yeah, you could. Absolutely. But then you'd be mixing it all up, and that's a little fusion. Not my style, but live your life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you. I mean, we're talking about the Super Bowl. It's America. You can do what you want to do.
I love that. There's no
Live your life.
I'm going to take a little drizzle of tahini.
Tahini?
That you can get at any...
What is tahini?
Tahini is like a sesame paste kind of sauce that you would see on like falafel and stuff like that. You get it at any specialty grocer, something like that.
Tahini.
And then finally, I'm going to take a little bit of mint.
That looks delicious.
And a little bit of parsley. And then I'm going to put a lot of bits on your plate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at that. Love that. Thank you. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to taste.
I'm going to join you.
Okay.
It's spectacular.
By the way,